What's going on, everybody? RE Solutions here with this week's Tidbit Thursday. It's a cold Thursday this afternoon here in San Antonio.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And they shut the schools down.
And they shut the schools down.
Shut the schools down.
For nothing. But anyway, this week we're going to be talking about the upcoming foreclosures in San Antonio.
Forecasting, yeah.
So we're going to be discussing the foreclosures here. But if you don't know who we are RE Solutions. We are a residential real estate and property management company that loves to educate and help people find solutions for their real estate needs. How you like that?
You worked at it nice.
Yeah, you like that? And we also like to talk about living, playing, and working here in San Antonio, Texas. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and follow us and like us on Facebook, Instagram,
LinkedIn.
Yeah, don't forget LinkedIn, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, but all of us know that, well, there has been a big scare of foreclosures, increasing foreclosures after the pandemic. We all know that the pandemic back in 2020, a lot of people went into forbearance on their loans, and there was the moratorium for the rentals and stuff like that, and everybody was scared for those things to come to an end, and thinking that foreclosures were gonna skyrocket. So that's what we're discussing today. So foreclosures, what we got?
Let's kind of start back at the beginning, because despite the financial struggles many faced during the pandemic, foreclosures have been largely non-existent. Thanks to the nationwide foreclosure ban, the moratorium. Unfortunately, that moratorium did end last year. It ended, I believe, in July, right? So we are expecting to start seeing some foreclosures on the market. However, based on what the feds have put in place about after the moratorium, we feel that the answer to, will there be foreclosures is yes and no.
So let's start by reviewing what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, that's a mouthful.
It's a long title.
CFPB has put in place since forbearance has ended. So once the forbearance ends, homeowners have to make arrangements to repay what they owe, all of the missed payments during the forbearance, and to help homeowners avoid foreclosure. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, issued a rule in place that will require lenders to follow 3 steps before starting a foreclosure. So in the past, if you missed a payment, each bank had each bank had their procedures of how they will proceed in foreclosure. But due to the pandemic, the government said, hey, lenders, let's do these 3 things. So first, the lender must review a loss mitigation application submitted by the borrower that shows that their financial and household information, which can help the lender determine the next steps.
And I got to just say, too, because it's not just from the borrower. If you didn't submit one, the bank has to show that they have tried to reach out.
Yes. So either through phone calls, through letters, snail mail, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and they have to verify that the home has been abandoned before proceeding with a foreclosure. And then loan servicers must make a diligent effort to contact the homeowner. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Before going forward with the foreclosure. Foreclosure is allowable in the event homeowners are a minimum of 4 months behind on their mortgage and have been unreachable for more than 90 days. So there's some, so you should be working with your lender if you are, behind. They're going to work with you. It'll still affect your credit. However, it's better than losing your home.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a rental.
So don't just go into a little turtle shell because, or thinking, they can't foreclose on me. They can.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit longer now, basically.
And I know this official rule has technically expired as of January 1st, 2022. However, the big major banks, they're really trying to work with people to make sure that they can make a payment, catch up.
Yes. So 4 months and not being able to, I mean, this just is an and and an and and an and, you know, it's not like, well, either or, no. So I think that's a nice little cushion for people to you know, you have time, and they're probably during the moratorium they had specific rules, and I'm pretty sure that those lenders are still using those rules to an extent to help people. So with that in mind, now we're going to talk about what happened during the third quarter of 2021 and what to expect in 2022. Pompey?
Yeah, so the third quarter saw a pretty significant increase in foreclosures, and over the second quarter, there was a 68% jump from earlier on in the year. While actual volume is still well below the historical norms, foreclosures will likely continue to creep up a little bit, you know, as we move on throughout the rest of the year. Now, that was from quarter 3 and 4 of last year till currently. People keep asking, is 2008 going to happen again? I know we keep hearing that, you know, so from investors or even potential buyers that are looking to kind of catch that deal and really hoping that, oh, when the market drops and everything happens, we're going to be able to jump in. It's kind of a twofold answer. So yes, there will be some foreclosures, undoubtedly, but because the government has stepped in and put some of these things in place, we're not going to see what happened in 2008 repeat itself again. They were kind of two complete different issues or reasons behind it. And while the nation is still experiencing a huge jump in foreclosure activity, you've got to understand that for almost 18 months, they weren't even allowed. So that jump is really still below what the norm is or what used to be pre-pandemic, and they're almost saying that it's 70% lower foreclosure rates than what was compared to pre-pandemic.
That's crazy.
So I mean, it's still just not happening at those levels.
And what I was going to say is in 2008, most people went into foreclosure because they owed more than what they could afford on there. So we're going to talk about the difference now.
The variable rates that people were accepting before prior to now fixed rates. You know, much more individuals are on fixed rate mortgages than variable rate, so their payments aren't going anywhere in that regard as far as fluctuations, right? The only fluctuations they should see in their mortgage payments would be taxes, if there's a tax increase on their property.
Yes. So today's market looks a little different, going on what Pompey was saying. Instead, now homeowners have an abundance of equity, and we talk about this a lot on Tibet Thursday. Basically, pre-COVID, your home could get you could expect an increase of your home of 6 to 8%. That has gone up to 18%. So now a homeowner has lots of equity in their home. So instead of foreclosing, if they are seriously behind, then they can still sell their home and be okay because they have that equity, and they're in a good position to protect their investment.
And out of everybody who had applied for forbearance, almost half of them, when it ended, came out of it or paid it back. I mean, so that's
a huge amount.
It is.
For the amount of individuals that joined, and the statistics are showing that more than half have already come off and are in good standing.
Good.
It's just not leaving that many left. And Harley, nice to see you. Thank you for posting. And you're correct, Harley. Supply and demand.
Yeah.
There was over 5 months of inventory back in 2008. Now we have less than 6 weeks. That's a perfect example of how it's just not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's next?
Sorry. My dad's up there. Hi, Dad. So what to
So
expect,
basically,
you know?
yes. So
Hardy threw
2008.
us off.
Yeah, it's okay.
The line, no.
It's all good though.
So so in 2008, thank you, Harley. There were 5 months of inventory for homes. He said that in his comment, and that is true. The market was flooded with homes that had defaulted, so people who were in the market to buy was able to buy, and then of course investors were able to buy a house at a very good deal. But today, of course, we're looking at a much different story. Homeowners have 11% equity in their homes. I would say more. What may not
San
seem
Antonio alone
yes,
is 30%. Right?
yes, and that might not seem like a big number, but that much equity means rather than foreclosure, these homeowners can not only sell their homes, but they can walk away and actually with a net
Yeah.
net profit.
Profit.
With some money in their pocket.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's, you know, for people who are or investors or people who are trying to grow a portfolio, I have a feeling that foreclosures are going to be that next big thing to jump on, because you know there are going to be some out there, especially when we get to 90 days after today, when banks have been trying to contact people and not getting a response. You know, we're going to see
agree.
that, but I think a lot of people are going to bid on that home, which is still going to
Drive the
increase
price
the
up.
price of it. That's,
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Those multiple offers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
Okay.
don't know. I would love somebody who specializes in foreclosures to hit us up and let them know what they think.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a good Tidbit Thursday to do with foreclosures things. Because I know as far as foreclosures, they do hold the auctions once a month on a Tuesday at the courthouse. But a lot of investors, well, I won't say a lot, but some investors want to actually get the property before it goes on the auction, because you're going to get it cheaper, right?
You're going to get it cheaper than an
Yeah.
auction.
Obviously, that's kind of like a full-time job, though, to try to find these
Yeah, it really is.
foreclosures and talk to the individuals that you need to talk to and stuff like that. So, I mean, we've done it before.
Yes.
It takes a lot of time. But if you go to the courthouse and just bid on it, you know, a lot of individuals do that too. But you have to have the money with you.
And a lot of those, too, I think, are more people who've taken out second liens and then abandoned them. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. So it's really curious. You know, I found this part really interesting, this next part, about the quarter 3, quarter 4 foreclosures in the states and how many. What do you guys think is the state with the most amount of foreclosures
Ooh,
as of quarter 3?
that's tough. Is
Sean, you got a guess back there?
My guess is California or New York.
I would, you know what? That's a great guess. Only because the amount of individuals that have left both of those states, it would be interesting to see if one of those two states are actually on that list.
What I say California because I don't like California. I'm just kidding. It's a lovely place.
So what do we got? And what do we got?
California is number 1,
Woo!
and Texas is number 2.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Florida came in at number 3. New York actually was number 4, and then Illinois.
Was at the bottom of
Was
the
the
top
fifth.
5.
Yep.
So-
Wow.
So I'm thinking, 2008, 2022, yes, we would hate for a person to lose their home. However, it's like the circle of life. Experts are saying that foreclosures are going to give us a much needed supply of homes.
That's great.
So it's unfortunate, but
Yes.
it's like,
It's also
it's a good thing.
it's a good deal for others,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So what does this mean for investors?
well, it definitely means for investors that short answer would be that there's going to be a possibility to invest in possible foreclosures later on this year. There's a great potential for flipping or even investments to make them rentals for passive income. Some first-time investors may be concerned that the foreclosure isn't going to pan out. But if you end up with the house at the price of a cheap one, you may only want to do a small redo and be able to recoup that initial investment you dropped in, as well as a little extra.
It
Who
really
knows?
is about the money. When I first started doing this, investors will say it's all about the numbers, of course, and they will always quote, "I want a 10% return," and San Antonio has never really been a 10% place.
No.
But even less so
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So if you're an investor, San Antonio is still a great place to buy property because, especially if you're doing rentals,
Yeah.
it's our rental market is
Always been.
always going to be strong.
Yeah.
You know, so if you come in with that in mind, then San Antonio is the place for you. For
One
sure.
of the investors I've been working in now, that's he's under contract. We were able to find him a 5% return for a lot of the investment properties that Sean and I were looking into. We're not able to find very many 7 to 10%ers though. A majority of the properties were definitely in the 5% range.
So you just have to rethink that now, you know. So
It's a new norm.
yes,
The new norm.
new norm.
I don't know. I think it would increase as the time goes because the prices are going up. Rental prices are going up. So,
But at some point in time, they've got to flatten. We've got to flatten out a little bit. Because unfortunately, we can't keep going at these rates when we know individuals' salaries are not.
right.
It's fine. Yeah.
So at some point in time, there needs to be to steal COVID term, we need to flatten the curve. There needs to be some kind of flattening in there.
Yes.
And I think 2022, because foreclosures are going to be a real thing, even if they're not going to happen at the rates people are hoping, I think that will help flatten that curve. Who knows how long it's going to take to get there, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that rental prices are going to have to plateau, or and we're seeing it in our economy right now, or businesses are going to have to offer people more money because, you know, for rental, you have to make 3 times the rent. And a lot of
places, yeah.
yes, and a lot of these people who are, you know, in your, you know, McDonald's, or I'm trying to think Amazon, those kind of jobs. I mean, they're not going to be able to afford a 1,600 rental home, and that's the
the
minimum
average,
right now.
Yeah.
Or there's just going to be like California, where a lot of people live in apartments. You know, and that's a real thing right now. That's where we are telling people, like, a duplex, an apartment.
Well, they are constructing a whole bunch of apartments. Right?
there's a lot of
Yeah.
apartment growth.
They're going up really fast.
For all of our commercial realtor friends, you're lucky.
Yeah, they're going up pretty quick.
But
So,
yeah. But those of you who are in industries where you can afford the 1,600, that I think that's just a new norm
That
right
will
now.
be the new norm. Yes.
Whether it will increase in 2022, we shall see. But yes.
that's all we got.
Announcement.
Announcements.
Announcements.
Yes.
So even though it's cold today, and they were expecting all this sleet and snow here in San Antonio, we obviously haven't gotten anything, at
We're
least in
very
our area.
fortunate.
No.
That's
Yeah.
still knocking on
Happening.
something
Yeah.
around us.
Around,
It's not
yeah.
in San Antonio.
But we do have our veteran business owner workshop this evening.
Nice.
That's going to be at Align Mortgage at the Fairlawn office. That's at 6 p.m. this evening.
We're gonna have Dave Tristan and Harley Walters.
Dave Tristan and Harley Walters. Hi, Harley. I know you're on.
So it would be fair to say that over the next this first 4 months, so this month and the following 3s, the
4
following
months.
3 months, right? The seminars are all going to be kind of interconnected, and it's really pushing the idea of helping the veteran, or even if you're not a veteran, but the new small business owner, really giving that opportunity because we're at the beginning of the year, how to start, where to start, and how to push forward with your business. And it's going to be just so much great free information being given out.
Right.
it's really important that you kind of attend all four to really get the best bang for your buck. Would you say?
It's free.
It's
You had me at free.
So tonight's workshop is going to be structuring your business, how to structure your business, and preparing your business for your credit and tax purposes and stuff like that. So David and Harley are going to be discussing that. So that'll be great. Next week on the 29th of January on a Saturday morning, we are doing our buyer seminar, San Antonio buyer seminar. That's going to also be at the Align Mortgage building, but this one's going to be on the Summit Parkway building off of 410 and Summit. So please join us for that. There's events already out on Facebook. Please either join us or share it with somebody that's looking for information on buying a home here in San Antonio. We will be putting out some additional information. As far as the other seminars that we're planning, I know the next one is going to be in February, I think it's 12th. It's whatever that Saturday is, the second Saturday of February, and that's going to be our sellers seminar. So going out to do that, to be determined where we're going to do that.
So if anybody's watching, you have a venue that you want to, that you know that we can use, please. Because unfortunately, a lot of people are not allowing seminars due to the increased number of COVID cases. But we want to give that information out.
Yeah.
So
anyway, as far as us, once again, please follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And
for our serious clients.
For our serious clients. Yeah. And we will continue doing our Tidbit Thursday. Next week, we're going to be discussing what? Next week, we have a guest, huh?
We have Harley next week.
Harley is going to come up there, and we're going to talk about how to transition from renting a home to owning and overcoming that big first hurdle of making sure your credit score is under.
Awesome. So that'll be next Thursday at 1 p.m. Central here on Facebook Live. And if you don't catch it at that time, you can always find them on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And that usually goes posted the next day. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Hopefully this information we gave you
gives you something to think about.
Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully this information was good to you, and hopefully we'll see you tonight at the Align Mortgage building for our workshop. So
that'd be
anyway,
great.
have a good week.
all right, bye.
Bye.